Well, today is day 5, working with Ray and John, and I've been here for a little bit. One of their owners, their mama, was out here with me today, and I wanted to show her what I've been doing. Hi guys! And they're excited because I just went and filled up a bucket of chopped hay. I started out today by using this bucket with long grass in it, and I've been working more with Ray, and I'll see if I can do this while I'm on the phone, kind of upping the ante. So I'll use my verbal cue, come Ray. He may not like it with me holding the phone, but I'll just explain what I've been doing. So I come not straight on. So I don't know if you've heard people talk about drive lines. Good boy, Ray. He's walking right up. Good boy. Come, Ray. So I'm sideways, if you can tell. If he tries to turn and cross my drive line, I just move with him. I'm not chasing him, but I don't allow him to cut and across the front of my body. That is a dominant behavior, and the passive leader should be the one that crosses drive lines. So I just keep turning with him, and you can see he's got a positive look. He's not being threatening, and it's just his way of figuring out what am I supposed to do. And then when he stops, he'll often look in. So I just am turning my body, yes, and I'll say, good boy. So we've already gotten today where he will turn toward me and reach out for the grass. And I keep upping that ante. Yes, good boy. Whenever he gives me that positive behavior, yes, good boy. If he reaches out and comes toward me, I'll drop this for him. So I'm just going to step in and say, come, Ray. And he's leaving, no big deal. And the cool thing with working with positive reinforcement is there's no punishment for wrong behavior. It's not like you got a treat for good behavior and you got punished for wrong behavior. In a sense, he gives himself his own correction in that when he doesn't do the behavior that brings about the treat, he doesn't get anything. And so we're trying very hard from the beginning. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, to distinguish between bribery and positive reinforcement. You know, bribery, we're right on the line with these guys. Good boy, yes. Whenever he comes towards me, I'm going to use that word, yes, and offer him this food. I'm going to come in and say, come, Ray. I want him to come to the cue. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. If he comes or stretches out to that cue, come, Ray, I'm going to drop the food for him. He doesn't. So can you see he got his own correction? That moving away does not bring about this positive food, this positive reward. So that's the difference at this point, and that's why it's such a fine line. It appears like a bribe, right? I'm bribing him to come to me with food, but I am asking for some behavior, and I'm constantly and consistently upping that ante. So at first, all he had to do was stand still, and I would drop the food, and then I would step away. And then I can up the ante. Yes, good boy. He's going to try to cross my drive line behind me. So I'm turning again, because I don't want him to cross my drive line. He's eyeing my chair because he says, that's where the food comes from. Yes, good boy, Ray. You're so smart. Come, Ray. There's a nice stretch. Come, Ray. And he'll often do that. We were just talking about his personality. When he knows yes, when he seems to know what the behavior is, but really just doesn't want to do it, he'll often shake his head up and down or paw, like he's thinking. Yes, good boy. So I give him the positive word, good boy, or yes. I try to sometimes keep my yes to the food because I really want to associate that, but I'll say good boy. And I'm going to move in again. Come, Ray. Ray, come. And John moved, which kind of caused Ray to move. No big deal. Again, he gives himself his own self-correction. So I don't have to give him a correction. I don't have to chase him when he leaves and make him think he's bad. Now I could also just retreat. I'm going to move away, and you'll probably notice he'll turn and come towards me when I retreat. Yes, good boy. So I can tell him he's good. Yes, but that wasn't to the cue. So he can have good positive words. So now I'm going to say, oh good, come Ray. Come Ray. If he stretches out and or moves a foot towards me, I can drop this food for him. Come, Ray. And he leaves. So he didn't get any. No big deal. He's getting a good self-correction. He had a sigh. So he's thinking or feeling the feeling of, goodness, I really want that. Can't quite figure it out. No big deal. Yes, good boy. So I notice when he looks, I'm just going to say, good. Good boy. And I'm going to come in again a little bit. Again, my drive lines are off. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. No problem if he leaves. And now if John happens to want to come in, I could call him. John is not as comfortable taking food from me standing up. You can see he had a big startle there. That was just because I'm standing up and I move. That doesn't bother Ray as much. Ray just really doesn't like to eat out of my hand. John loves to eat out of my hand if I'm sitting in my chair. But if I'm standing up, that's really frightening to him. Earlier, he came pretty close, and I dropped the grass on the ground while he was close, and the dropping of the grass scared him, and he ran away. So that's just where they're at. They're really different in what's comfortable for them. And we just can keep working with the comfort zone of each horse. Where can I reward any behavior? So what we do with John when I'm in my chair, good boy, Ray, good boy. What a good boy. He's coming right over. Oh, good. I'm going to reward him. Yes, because he took so many steps toward me. So I went ahead and dropped that. I want him to know that was really fabulous that he came, and I wasn't even calling him. And it wasn't just a coincidental coming. He really came a long way. So he's moving. Oh, you want to come over by the chair? Let's get some more. What a good idea, Ray. Would you like to come? Come, Ray. You want to come? Yes, good boy. He positions himself at an angle. And we were just talking about this too. That's where he's comfortable. It can seem threatening because he's more comfortable with his bottom closer to me and his head and chest further away, but then he'll back up to get closer. Because we're in, yes, good boy. We're in a big environment where he can leave. I'm not nearly as worried about getting kicked, and I'm not approaching his bottom. He is able to leave at any point. That's crucial. They have to be free to leave. If not, it's not love. If they don't have a choice, and that's why we've come out of the round pen. I like round pens, but it's a bit of a scary thing. It's a circle. They can't ever really get away from you. So for a horse that has experience, yes, good boy. Oh, what a good reach that was. Now, I didn't give it to him because he has done that before. He's reached, and he's also reached and took a step. So I need to up that ante a little bit. And it's okay to wait. If it takes a long time, that's all right, because every time he doesn't get the reward, he is also learning something. What behaviors? Good. Don't get the reward. You see how he went for a scratch, but I said good, and he took some steps on his own. So I'm going to call him. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. Ray, come. So that word come in his name. Come, Ray. If he does turn, he'll get a reward for coming. He didn't, so it's okay. No big deal. Yep, shaking the head. It's okay. You want to come, Ray? I'll step in again and say, come, Ray. Ray, come. Nope, there he goes. No big deal, so I'm going to leave. He'll probably move a little closer. He turns. Good boy, come. Come, Ray. So as he comes, I can say, come. Good, come, Ray. Good boy. So I can add to that. Good boy. Come, Ray. And he likes me on his left side. You see he approached with me actually on his right, and then he turns. So I'm going to take that as an invitation to say, come, Ray, and step in and see if he will give me any movement towards me, whether with his head and neck or with his foot. Good. Oh, an excellent stretch. I dropped it because he stretched really far, and I upped the ante by not moving my feet. So there's different ways you can up the ante. I just stood my ground while he ate it, and it's a little bit close to me. So for him to get the rest, he's got to come a little closer, and you can see he's a little perturbed by that. He kind of threw his head like, man, it's my food. I earned that, but she's there. So it's just another way to say, yeah, you're welcome to have it, but you do have to eat it closer to me while I'm standing up. If I'm sitting down, he'll eat right at my feet. So he's leaving. I'm going to take that as an opportunity to step over here and get a little more grass, and then go right back to that spot and say, I'm going to invite him from there. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. You want to come? So he's actually allowing me on his right side. And we'll see what happens if he comes, or I might try to step towards him. He usually doesn't like me on this side, so I'm going to step towards and say, come, Ray. Come, Ray. And there he's just going to reposition with me on his left side. No biggie. Shaking his head. And I'm just going to keep asking him, come, Ray. Come, Ray. Come, Ray. And that can seem like a threatening behavior. Yes, good boy. But because he's free to leave, and so am I can leave whenever I want. I'm not worried about that positioning at all. And then I step away. And they're both kind of just, maybe we don't want to play. Oh, good. Come. Come, Ray. Come. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. And he's coming straight on. That was really good. Come. Yeah, he has a nice positive expression. He's thinking about taking another step. You can tell because they often will drop their head as they move into a walk. And he thought about it or felt it and then stopped himself. But he's staying really positive. You notice when he positions himself away from me in that angle, he often has kind of a perturbed look on his face, like when he turns his head. But now he's got a really nice positive look on his face. Good boy. So I'm just going to stay in this spot and keep working. And I'm going to go ahead, turn the camera off for now, and I'll come back towards the end. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of a good insight of how you can use upping the ante, vocal cues, drive lines, approach and retreat. And there he's leaving, no big deal. All right, we'll be back in a bit.